you, or you use the comment section. Now is the time. This is not erection by court. Nobody is boycotting any erection, if you know what I mean. So we have voted, and we are happiness. We have voted, and the party we want is the one going on, isn't it? Isn't it the party we want? The party we want is the one going on, because if you remember, a couple of months back we voted, and after voting, we all came to INEC server. We were looking at our result, and we saw the magomago in Abatete, and we blew the whistle. You and I, you helped me. You watching me now, you helped. And the moment we blew the whistle, we are in Abatete, a polling unit having over 1,100. That was magic. I mean, just like it felt like Jesus Christ came from heaven, where all other polling units are having 13, 14, 20, and this one just humongous. You and I picked it up, we flagged it up. INEC cancelled that election in those polling units in Abatete. It was discovered on this platform. So, people, what we say here matters. What we say here honestly matters, because we voted, and we are happiness, we voted.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we're happiness more, isn't it? So then please, I want to beg them, we suffered almost 10 hours, we are standing because of what we want. We need change. And then the person we need, he's the one.
So, you see, we need change. He stood only for 10 hours. We stood for day and night. INEC, remember when he came to announcing the result, at some point, even at 1 o'clock, we went to bed. Somebody now rang, and they've started. We came back again and came on live. So we waited for so long. But what I don't agree is that they can do what they want. No. They can do what we want, not what they want. Because if they do what they want, they fit drink. I hear somebody, they drink. So if they do what they want and drink, we'll be in trouble. Okay? If they do what they want, we will be in trouble. So we are going to happiness more as long as they are going to do the things you and I are churning out this evening saying, let me take some of these things, some of your man says, okay, he's voted. No, I am not voted. I am happiness more. Samson says, I thought Senator Ifeanyi Uba said the seaport in the southeast is not visible. Well, that's what he said. He said it on my interview. So what else can I say? I don't know. It's not visible. That's okay. I thought, no, sorry. Okay. So I think I've taken most of your question. Yeah, Wando, you see, I've converted you now. You've jumped. You've decamped from FEC. You've come to my party. My party, Njenje Media party. Don't worry. Your happiness more now. I've been able to convince you, but not to confuse you. You see, I didn't use violence, but I used logic, superior argument. So we need to know how much is leaving behind. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with my 2 points that we need to know how much the airport took from us? We need to know how much he's handing over. Yes or no? Let us vote. Yes, we are happiness, we are voted. Let us vote. Do you agree with me? Yes? Or should we discard it? Then put your own question if you don't agree with me. But if you agree with me, I mean, there are so many other things I would want to know. But I believe these are, for me, these are most striking things that we need to have from this old government. When the new one comes, maybe we'll give him holiday 2 weeks. So he settles down. And everybody, if you are in Oka, you see the government moving around, snap the card, send to us. Is he moving with a nothing? He promised us he will move with a nothing. Not that innocent is too cheap, because it's also not cheap. You and I cannot afford it. It is it's bam bam. It is very expensive. So, but if you are able to see him moving with convoy on innocent vehicles, you tell us. The video, all the things he said he would do during the campaign, we must begin to unpick them one by one. And hopefully, even the conversation with Obie Ezekwesili, where she said that the transition document will be made available again on that matter, because that is where, aside the manifesto, that is where deliverables in our field is called work breakdown structure, WBS. That is where the WBS will be. You will see the things that are achievable, the things he promised to do. I hope these things in there would also have timeline. Now, in terms of things he must do within the first 100 days, amongst and the topmost of them all is security. I have someone joining me. Okoye is joining me now. I will be bringing him in. Okoye, good evening and welcome to Nyenje Media TV.
I have someone joining me.
Sorry, I think there's.
I think you have an echo. I'll take you out. When you sort it out, I'll bring you back. Is that okay? Let me see your hand up when you sort the issue with your echo. Make sure you are not opened in two browsers. Okay, so make sure you're not opened in two browsers, because that's the commonest thing that make it to echo. So for me, the easiest thing to happen is, what can he do now? Is to give us security. Honestly, security first, nothing. Because without security, no matter any plan you have, you're going to fail on arrival. It's not going to work. But with security, that is the bane of anything that we can wish for. While we wish him well, honestly, do I want him to succeed? I want him to succeed 50 million times. Because I align with his philosophy, which sits well with me, that for once, let us forget the freaking federal government. Let us forget Abuja. Let us come home, walk from the ground up. That is bottom-up approach. Okoye, are you there?
I'm there now. Good
Okay.
evening, Mazi.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
So what do you have to say to Soludo? 100 days, do you have anything you have to say to him?
Well, I was following that program with Obie Ezekwesili. There's quite a lot of something to be cheerful about in that what's it called again? The what's that document called? I've forgotten what they call it.
The transition.
Yeah, the transition document. Yes.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of things there, and I think if he sticks to that, things are looking up for Anambra State. In the first 100 days, that would be quite ambitious to expect anything tangible to be done in the first 100 days. I think.
So you don't think in the first 100 days we can demand for better security than it is today?
Maybe security will improve if
because when we talk about 100 days, we're talking about over 3 months. If he takes over tomorrow, we're talking about April, May, June, mid-June.
It's a tall order with what we have going on at the moment in Anambra State with regards to security. It's a tall order to start noticing a tangible effect in terms of security. Because don't forget, the sit at home is still going to continue. They still continue to sit at home. That hasn't stopped.
No,
so,
we can't be too sure. I don't want to spill any bean here, but
yeah,
I know that, this issue and, regarding the madness called the sit at home every Monday
Yeah.
is being looked into. So, I mean, I think there are some negotiations that will happen. Things will give away. Things will give away. I mean,
We pray so. I mean, I pray that
on
happens.
this, at that level of rascality, you could build that virtually on nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if he's got to get going on security, he has to do something about that sit at home, because that is the Achilles heel that's actually, holding the whole of Southeast down. Because, every Monday people sit at home. I experienced it myself because I was there, for 6 weeks. And it was like, once Monday is gone, the week is gone, more or less. I mean, come Tuesday, people are rushing around like headless chicken everywhere. There's so much traffic everywhere, and people don't have enough time in the day to do anything in the week to do anything else, because that Monday is gone. Everybody's rushing on Tuesday, Wednesday, the week is almost gone. So I think he's got to do something about that. If he's got to get a grip on security, if that stops, people can be free to move around and do their business without the fear of being attacked or being killed.
No, sorry. What's your take here? I have people making comments here saying we need a seaport. Someone says we need a seaport and electricity and all the rest. So, are there the things you think he has powers to influence?
He's got the power to influence a lot of things. I'm not gonna say that he hasn't got that power. He can do it if the political will is there for him to do it. He can. I mean, sometimes we underestimate our own individual sort of power, especially when somebody like Soludo, gets into power, because these governors, they do have a certain level of power to act, to be able to initiate projects, like attract foreign investment into the state. Because he's not going to do it all by himself or with the internal generated revenue only. He's got to try to, attract foreign investment. There is something Mrs. Obi Ezekweli touched on, like when she talked about the sort of the hubs, like tech hubs. Having tech hubs, not just in one place, but dotted around the whole state. Because if you come here, I know you lived here in England here. Like, for example, here that I'm staying, Wellington City, if I drive like about 5 square miles here, I'll probably count like almost 10, business, business areas in a small town like this. So if we look into that, developing such sort of, business module, not just having a big market as such, like O2 and the rest of it, but try to break it down.
Yeah, but in breaking it down, it might get to, because there is one thing that I noticed in the Southeast, and this is, it's something that I think must stop, because it defaces environment. I noticed this in Enugu. Aside the GRA, any street you come in, you see containers in front of houses, and you see shops everywhere. Now, there is no longer, normally residential areas should not have those shops. It's similar to what you're saying, that these are where these things should. For instance, being at Enugu Airport, I went into MNA. I was alarmed. The level of every single, I know people must hustle, people must do something, but you cannot, it's just like if you yourself in England, because you need to pay, maybe your house rent is £2,000 a month and you need to pay your house rent, therefore you convert your garage into a shop. Do you understand? It's not why it is, why you have bills to pay, why it is good to hustle, but this is something. And again, if you come down to work, it's the same thing.
True.
It's everywhere. So it's that cluster. I think what you're talking about probably will help to detach, to decongest such, and you come to a point where even if you want to give them light on off-grid,
Yeah, yeah.
that cluster becomes easy to service.
Like industrial estates, yeah. You have
Exactly. And
industrial
again,
estates.
when do we actually need more light? If just that sometimes we are being overly sentimental and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Most light is needed for industry for now because yeah, it's good to watch television and the breeze blow you, but if there is no light to make any form of production, and that's why I see things are being expensive in Nigeria because everyone runs on generator.
Mm-hmm.
The solar has its own limitations, even
Mm-hmm.
the ones we've stored in our houses. Mine, I can't run air condition. I'll manage fan. I have AC, DC. Do you understand? So stuffs like that. I mean, I like that perspective. I think someone here is not happy that I said my stand on sit at home. Well, if that individual really want, I think that's best. I want to take up that challenge. Come into the studio. Let's talk about it. That's the only thing I can offer you. But I think over time, you know that which an elder sits down in observing when a child climbs the Iroko tree, you might not be able to see the same. That's being honest and emotional. Anything that has to do with the emotional side, it's something that is hurting us. It must stop. It's not going to. Your argument is that it's going to lead to release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Whoever told you that has lied to you. Is a lie, and it will never work. Example is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu won his case against the Nigerian government in Umuahia, Federal High Court Umuahia. Was that case won because you sat at home? The answer is
Really, no.
exactly. So the case he has is a legal case. One of the best things that has happened to that legal team is the injection of Ozokemede. And, you can say he has one of the best legal team now. And that's what's going to get him out of the woods. But that you sit at home and you destroy your mamas and your papas well because they come out, or you burn somebody's car because they come out, that is insanity. That is madness.
There is no sense.
You understand? It's not going to help anyone, and it's actually making you, because if you insist that, if you acknowledge that you are the one actually doing it, it makes you becoming the reason why federal government prescribed you. That's what it means. So I think, guys, you guys need to engage here. Allow your parents to go to work. If not east, people can go to farm. Then suddenly in your own home, you don't want your parents to come out. That's sorry. It's one of those things. I know it's some of you. I know it's emotional, but sometimes someone has to say these things to you to understand. Sorry, but I don't know, honestly. But that's
what happened with this Nnamdi Kanu issue is that a lot of people has used it either willingly or wittingly, just using it as an excuse to destroy people that Igbo people has built up over years, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Nnamdi Kanu is not dead. He's going through a political process. There's a good set of lawyers looking into his case. He's not going to be harmed in any way. He's not going to be. Why destroy?
Mazokoi, I've asked people, what is the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
Hold on. What's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, he stays in prison until Buhari goes.
Buhari goes.
I can bet you, I'm here live, and I'm willing to bet anyone here. I'm willing to bet you 100,000 naira that the next government, I don't bloody care if it's PDP, APC.
Of course.
That the moment they come in, they will release him.
I'm telling you, the more he stays in jail, the more his political fortunes are going up.
Exactly. So,
anyway. They don't even know that. People that shout and want to destroy everything don't know that the more that Nnamdi Kanu is in jail, the more his political capital in terms
anyway,
of
let's leave the those, on the trajectory of destroying the little we have. But again, bear in mind that there is limit to madness, that everyone cannot sit back, for this madness to continue for so long. Okay. One hand, you're not enforcing sit at home, but here you come online, you're defending it. If you think you have an argument, I am willing to even organize a debate. Come, let us, even you want to join us now, come, let us debate it. Makes sense. But I have no one has ever advanced any sensible argument to me. The one advanced here by best, that if you continue sitting at home and you release Nnamdi, I think it's at best insanity. Sorry, because you can't, how do I put it? You go to your kinsman meeting, you quarrel with somebody, isn't it? Somebody say, you, Mazo Cole, Okoye, you look so black. And you go home, you'll be hammering your head in your bedroom wall, hoping that the person who has gone home and is in Zaza room with the wife would feel your pain. Come on now. Well, at the end of the day, you end up like Ayofayesh. You will be in severe pain. You are in severe pain. Nothing will change. Sometimes these things are just anyways. Okay, so let's come back to this.
Anambra State.
If we round up now, I think one thing that we need is the issue of tech hub is a sine qua non. This is the next generation. You know why? Let me give you my analogy here. Why I think the issue of tech hub is a must-have is we need to move away from the way our fathers did their business in main market, in our chanja. We need to move away. Most of these things are here on this device.
Yeah.
Now, and this is where Tech Hub comes in. Someone will begin to liaise with those, there are people in main market that are sharp. That even someone comes in, okay, all your inventory can actually come here. You manage your inventory. People order. Your shop now becomes a packaging place of, okay, today I have 50 orders. Let me ship them. That's the same thing, it will cascade. And then if we have like that, that tech hub servicing the business, servicing the technology, servicing everywhere. You have banks, you have, let commercial activities return.
And let me tell you what, it's actually less expensive to do business that way. Actually, decongestits the whole process, because the way our people still do things. I was in main market, Enugu, Enugu. I was there for like 3 hours, trying to just drive past that main market.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Congestion.
That bottleneck.
Yeah, it's just you cannot move, you cannot do business there. I wonder how
you're talking of driving. The worst thing there, the next time you're heading into Obote Enugu, I will tell you, don't go with a clean car. Anytime I go in there, the car, you park the car, you see someone scratched, either a wheelbarrow pusher. I mean, it's just like driving into a chanja,
That's right. And that market doesn't need to be there in the center of town anywhere. They need to have industrial estates everywhere so that these things become decongested. Enugu has become so congested because of this market. Go to Kenyatta, everything just concentrated in a very small place, and everything becomes tight, and it's just unbearable sometimes.
I was telling a friend that one of the things, one area I am very, very unhappy tomorrow with the former governor of Enugu State, Sullivan, is that he destroyed, not that it's because it's part of my childhood, but he destroyed the Polo Park and built ShopRite. That ShopRite gave an opportunity to have built a suburb, a new city in Enugu.
True.
That ShopRite could have, let's not say a new suburb, but at least a new business center, a new business, hub, sort of.
It's true.
Because anyway you took that ShopRite,
industrial estate,
anyway you took that ShopRite, it will expand and people will come. Look at how they built. Suddenly you see one new development. Oh, in Kent, who goes there first? You see big Tesco. You see Lido. You see Audi. That's it. The place is started.
Yes.
If you go to Germany,
yes.
they say you see big lager house.
You're making a point. You're making a great point. Because if that was relocated somewhere else, we would have built a town, another suburb.
Exactly.
Another
and
suburb
you plan it, and now you plan it from ground up.
Yes.
You plan
yes.
it, and with sense.
With
Make
sense.
sure that nobody. Okay, look, check now. Even if the GRA, everybody digs their own toilet. Yet you can imagine now. Think about it. All the houses you see in Nigeria, everybody has toilet. Everybody has what's it called? Borehole.
Yeah,
borehole, right? They
Yeah.
have sock away on toilet. When it rains, these things seep.
Yeah.
The earth absorbs it. Then we drink it.
True.
And we
true,
wonder why we have typhoid. We are drinking our own shit without
True.
treatment.
True. True.
So a lot to do. Anambra State doesn't have water. Some of you are saying that Soludo should give us water. Well, it's also good because listen, why would you build a house like in my community? You don't have water proximity is very far. So to drill a borehole is between 5.5 million to 7 million.
Oh, really?
Of course, you do your overhead tank.
Mm.
By the time you finish, about 1.6 million. If you want to do with H channel iron, guy, you're looking at over 8 million, 9 million just to provide water. Now, bear in mind, you do not stay in that village. If you had government water, let's say you come in and you fill your swimming pool, for Christ's sake. You use water like a madman. There is no way if you spend 3 weeks that you can pay more than, let's say, 50,000. Even if it's 100,000, come myself.
True.
Even if it's 200,000, compare it to with high cost of Zumo maintenance, pumping machine, this, that. So there is a lot to be done. Even water we don't have water. No state in the south.
It's just the will is not there to be able to use the resources that we have in order to be able to better ourselves. Because to clean, for example, to get a clean water from River Niger or any other river or lake in Anambra State is quite easy. It's just the technology that is not there because those waters are not salt water. They can be cleaned easily. Yeah, easily. Any other water, they can easily be cleaned.
Yeah, but Okoye, I asked this. If the British were still living in Nigeria today, if the British were still living in Anambra today, would they be importing water or would they be drinking borehole?
Why would they? Why would they? They would have cleaned River Niger.
Exactly.
Use of River Niger.
Did they have two brains?
The Thames that we are using here. Although the Thames, you cannot go there and drink water from it, but we can still use it. Yeah. It can get cleaned and used and reused again and again and again. But it's just that our people, whatever that we have, we don't see it and we don't aim to make use of it. We just sort of, I don't know what our eyes is.
Now, the argument people make in Enugu, they say, oh, Enugu, they can't do borehole, is coal. They have coal on the ground and this. Then I keep asking myself, Enugu, British lived in Enugu. And there was never, at least as a young man growing up in the 90s, I witnessed good drinking water. Oh,
from the tap.
Go to the kitchen, open the tap, put your cup, drink it.
Drink it. It's true.
It will be smelling chloride. But today, if you want to try it, the water will be red, muddy water. So how come these things deteriorated so bad? So that's why it appears for many, including myself, I must say, that Soludo coming into power is like, maybe let's give it a last try and see if we can press the reset button.
I think it has to be. This is I don't like using the word hope, but this is like a hopeful moment, a turn of event for Igbo people to see, a difference, to have something, for us to show that we can with leadership, that we can achieve something with leadership.
But someone here is arguing that Soludo will fail because of the Nigerian constitution. What's your take?
I don't think he only fails if he wants to fail, because don't forget that there is a constitutional amendment going on at the moment. All the things that they believe that is in people think that is on the exclusive list is now being taken out from the exclusive list, and there's a way to go around it if you really want to do something for your state, if you want to lead. That for me is people that wants to make excuses, that use the constitution as an excuse not to be able to do something for
one thing that I keep saying, we in as much as these things are, some of these things are in an exclusive list, which they are working on now, moving them to concurrent lists, like aviation, like there are a couple of them. But even in the exclusive list, federal road is on the exclusive list, but state governments do it.
Yes, yeah,
and they still get the money refunded. Now, I would have wanted to see where southern governors or southeast governors say, we want to connect the whole of southeast with light rail.
Yes.
I want to see where federal government will say, okay, if you do it, we'll come and take bulldozer and remove it.
Because they will not do it.
But somehow, our mind, I think it's the constitution. That's why sometimes I think maybe constitution is actually not the issue here. Maybe our brain, because in the UK where you are, the constitution is not written.
There's no constitution.
But our own is even bigger than the American constitution, yet it's not working.
All we do is just discuss it. We don't do anything with it. All we do is talk about the constitution. But there's nothing, people just waste time talking about the constitution without actually doing something. Because once you're a practical person. Constitution is quite secondary to what people can do with leadership. It's very, very secondary, because some of these things is just political will. You always give an example with Okpara, CI Okpara, the way the way he led at the time. I mean, Nigeria has a constitution at the time, although it wasn't the current constitution. However, but he used whatever that is within his reach to be able to achieve a lot, be able to make name for himself. I think our politicians have become so lazy that they actually cannot think. Everyone sits down and wait for Abuja to.
No, hold on. Let's maybe let's break this down. Let's narrow down to Anambra now. Let's bring the problems we see vis-a-vis the incoming government and the constitution that will pose as a hindrance. Soludo comes in. He wants to clean up Onitsha. He wants to clean up everywhere. How is the federal government constitution going to stop that from happening?
I don't think it can.
Soludo comes in. He has a German company on a PPP. They want to give every household in the urban areas and in the rural areas water. How on earth is the federal government constitution going to stop that? Soludo comes in. The National Assembly passes this amended bill into law, amended act into law. And it becomes that you can decide to build an airport if you can afford it, because it is now on concurrent list. It becomes that you can decide to, dredge the water. I mean, I'm just hypothetically speaking. That is not included, but hypothetically speaking. Then it's there. You can decide to do Enugu on Onitsha Expressway and put toll gate if you so wish. How is federal government being the problem? The issue is that I think somehow our brain is being bogged down on we only see impediments.
And talk about it.
Take a good example. The right of waterway. Lagos State went to court and they won under the current vice president when he was Attorney General of Lagos State. He won. But if you didn't challenge these things, like I once made an argument, I would have wanted that P2B and the Duagam built a third Niger bridge. Forget federal government.
Federal government, yeah.
go. I want to see federal government to go to court. Oh, you
To
cannot
stop
build
them.
a
Yeah,
bridge
to stop them.
that
Yeah,
will cross. This is what would then fuel agitation.
it's true. It's
Because
true.
if you now say, I want to do it, or if you
Yes.
want to, the road in my community, if I say I want to build the road in my community, my state won't stop me. But what they won't do is that they won't refund me.
Of course, yes.
So if I want to do it, and I don't need their freaking refund, then I go ahead and do it.
And do it.
But I can as well say, the reason why, the reason why this road, I just leave it this way. I don't want to do it is because
the state government will get in the way.
It's the state government road.
Oh,
Isn't it? So
right.
I hope these conversations we are having that, not that maybe we are expecting too. I'm just being very careful. Sometimes it appears we might be expecting too much from Soludo.
I don't think we expect. I think. I mean, when someone is trying, when someone you can see someone doing something that he's supposed to do, being transparent, doing the bare needful that needed to be done. I mean, I don't think the expectation is. We all have to expect something, Mazi. I don't think our expectation is too much, because we don't want him to change Anambra State overnight to become like London or Singapore or whatever. But let him start so that.
But the dream,
but
you need to have that dream. You see, the challenge I do have is those that come to office only have big dreams when it comes to their personal stuff.
Yes.
For example, I always use this example. You go to their houses, any bathroom you go into, turn up the water, water will run.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it only in their houses? You see their houses, they build their houses with marble. Some in rooms, they put marble on the wall, just use it as wall.
To last.
Now, the same person that does that, go to Lagos State. I remember during Obasanjo, Lagos State Airport, they removed marble, terrazzo on the floor and put China tiles. After 2 months, you see the China tiles, the gray colors, you can now see the things, the real ceramics coming from under. So if we put, if we begin to have big ambitions, like I keep using the example of Dubai. Google now, the tallest building in the world.
That's Dubai.
The only reason is that alone is an advert on its own. Hence my argument when Ebonyi State Airport, I said, if I was the governor, I think he made it 3.8. I will make it 4.2. You know why? It will be on record the longest runway in Africa.
Yes.
Somebody will Google, a student might just go Google longest runway in Africa. At least he must have never heard about Ebonyi, but at least you'll be where is Ebonyi? Ebonyi? It's an advert on its own. It will get somewhere. So we need, leaders who would actually think. So hopefully the thinking has been done. Soludo probably from tomorrow when he comes in, he might be the one to, I don't know.
You see, I'm telling you, Soludo has no excuse to fail. I have to be clear to you on that.
We all have to help him not to.
We have to help him not to, but there's no excuse on his part to fail. He simply cannot give an excuse at the end of his term and say that happened and therefore so be it. We cannot take that. I mean, he has no excuse to fail. I think he's the man of the moment. I mean, sometimes history works in a funny way. As all these things is going on and insecurity, economy is tanking, everything is is up in the air. That person that has that calm and can articulate a way forward. Just, so, leadership sometimes doesn't really need for you to physically be doing something and, stressing yourself. Just create that confidence in people. Make that first move as tell people that things are good, that things are working, that things are see things going, see this is going.
Do you know that leadership sometimes is like placebo effect?
Yes. Yes.
Leadership sometimes, I remember, if you recall, Obama gingered the world.
The world, yes.
Yet he did virtually nothing.
Nothing.
Just by mere mouth.
By word. By word. That's what leadership
And
is.
that's why when I look at Soludo sometimes, when he cracks jokes and says, if a chonji go, no chonji go,
Yes.
more
Yes.
chonji.
Yes. He can actually, you see the insecurity in the Southeast. He can actually, with word of mouth, solve it.
Exactly.
He can solve it with word of mouth.
God bless you on that. You know
I'm
what?
telling you, I mean,
very simple, because the leaders we have today are running away from the issues that lead that insecurity without addressing it. The insecurity persists.
Yes.
You can actually, make, just like we are here now, let all those people who want Biafra, those who say restructuring, those who say no sit at home, those who say sit at home, let us actually talk about it.
Yes.
By mere fact that you at that level discuss this, talk sense, and we show, like during the Christmas, I sat down with Peter Obi in his house. He was able to prove to me how much, over 100 billion, we lost in Christmas alone because of this.
Of course, yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
How much we lost. So when you look at it, you find out, and somebody might sit down somewhere, oh yeah, before, how much were you getting? Don't worry. Hunger is coming. We are talking about that the nation is sinking. There is no fuel. National grid collapse. The little that you can do for yourself,
you're destroying it.
I don't want to keep going back to that thing, because the thing,
there's no need
honestly,
to go back to
it. I pray that they understand the consequences, and the challenge is the consequences, if it persists, will take years to rebuild.
Of course.
The states benefiting from this now, Rivers and Delta.
And Delta, yes.
Rivers, property development in Delta, land, everything, businesses, everybody moving.
Everyone is moving there, yeah.
River State, the same thing. Things happening, people are just moving in. Now, by the time it normalizes, it will come to a point. I know that during the time of TAOG, and there was this criminal known as Osisi Kanku that was eventually killed the moment he kidnapped children in a school bus. But as a result of most of those kidnap activities, at least I still know about 8 family members that relocated from Aba.
Yes.
Out of all of them, not a single one came back.
Of course, yeah.
Some of them are now in Uyo doing this. I speak to them sometimes, say, Nana, we didn't even know why we were that in Aba.
In Aba, yeah.
It's in darkness.
True.
Now they are in Uyo living much better
life. Yes, true.
They are now in Lagos. So who has lost? The insecurity. Exactly, the South is, because these are people, the level of containers that they bring in, people doing very well, because they become targets. That's because you are doing well, and everybody, you are driving into your house, you are double crossed, you are kidnapped, you pay 10, 20 million, you release a couple of months again, the same cycle continues. So, we can't talk about Soludo in isolation.
It saddens me, really. I mean, it's a much unfortunate event, that our people are doing this to our own people, to our own land, in Igbo land. It's just
and you hear sometimes somebody will now tell you, "Oh, is not us, it's DSS." I'm like,
it's just unfortunate and a very, very sad state of affairs that, our own people are doing this to us.
You can see that Uche M agrees with you. He says, Mazi Soludo has no excuse. No excuse not to perform, because so many things in the Constitution is about to
change. Yeah.
And beyond that, somehow I still believe this. Beyond that, he can still do something. someone, I think Nema Jamani is talking about you can't build toll gate in a federal road. You can't do this on those. Listen, it's about the power of negotiation.
People are
Listen, hold
so
on.
so so so
Exactly.
so
You know,
so
I
so
want,
narrowed up that they cannot even imagine anything.
if I want, if you know,
Imagination.
if I want, please, I want us to walk away. My good brother, Abi sister, I don't know which one you are. Pardon me, but the name is Nema Jamana. I don't know what that. But let me tell you, if someone did not try to fix State Road and claim it back, we'll never know it will work. We never know. Ngige fixed Anambra when everybody never believed it would be done. Ngige fixed federal road in Anambra State, submitted the bill of works. It was paid when? Under P2B. So these things. So for us to sit down, no, you can't do this. You can't. Who told you that if Enugu on it is concessioned to us? If we have, just like Ohaneze stabilization fund then proposed, to have negotiate with the government, have Enugu Onitsha Expressway leased to these stabilization fund committee, they would then have an entity managing it, source the fund, build and maintain that road for maybe 25 or 30 years,
30 years,
and
yes.
recoup their money. And you're telling me it's not possible.
It's very
For Christ's sake, everything is possible.
of course, it's
States don't build airports, but Anambra State, I mean,
this is 101 economics, really.
Obasanjo couldn't give Ndibo a single airport, not even the Niger Bridge. But here you have someone who was receptive to the governor. When the governor approached him for Anambra State Airport, he approved Anambra State Airport. And today Anambra State has an airport. You know, there are things we can do for ourselves. I do not, again, I say, I do not believe that the Constitution is then so terrible that we can no longer do anything for ourselves.
As you see, the Constitution is just
under the same Constitution. Rivers State has a light rail. Under the same Constitution, Lagos State is building light rail. Now they are going to connect it to. See the thing, they're going to connect. There are some areas it will interchange and connect to the federal government rail system.
Even in power, Mazi, even in power, exactly. Lagos State is doing something on power as well, under the same constitution they are talking about. Generating power. They're going about it in a way that in the next 5 years, Lagos State wouldn't be suffering the same kind of power cuts that the rest of the country is suffering. Because they are doing something about it.
Nema says she's a sister. Okay, sister Nema.
They're doing something about it.
Okay.
Of course, we just discuss it. And
no, but I think
get on a straight jacket and then sit there and refuses to use their imagination.
You know why, personally, I'll say this to us. You know why I'm personally excited about Soludo's coming? Because over the years, one is aware of some of the things happening, especially in the Southeast. When the stabilization fund, like the Ohanese, I think, economic team that looked into, you know, what are the assets can be, you know, concession and this, that, how to draw, open up what it's called the Eastern Corridor then. And when you talk about the economics of, I think it's SEDEC, Southeast Economic Corridor, Southeast Economic whatever, then most of these team was chaired by Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. So he has been involved in the theoretical aspect of it. Mm-hmm. It's just like when you're writing a dissertation, you've gone to the field, you've gathered your facts, you've done your research work, you've done, so now it is now to write the writing.
It's now for him implementation of the theory.
Yeah, so if people who didn't think about it were the ones who, it was given to us. But if for the past, at least the one I know, for the past 13 years,
Yes.
he has actively been involved
Yes.
in doing the leg and nitty-gritty work.
Yeah.
Wallahi, if he comes in, Professor Soludo, hear me. Hear me properly. If you come in and you don't implement, I'm telling you.
Well, I pray for Soludo. He seems like a very genuine person, and I hope that he understands what leadership entails and uses power as a leader, to be able to bring people up, because he's not going to do it alone. You need to take Anambra State, even the whole of Southeast with him. Uses his acumen, uses words, uses mind, to be able to control events, to be able to control circumstances, to be able to foresee something that might harm the Southeast and be able to stop it before it get out of hand. Because most of this thing that is happening now could have been foreseen, could have been seen in the last 10 years or 20 years. We can see it coming. We can see all these things coming, but we just as if we are dancing. As a drunk people, we just dance towards our own doom.
Look, we under under P2B, we had what they call the UN Habitat, that had a digital map and the master plan of Anambra State. Some work was started then, UNDP office in Kenya. But you see what happens when sometimes government take over. In the last 8 years, there is nothing.
There's nothing. There's no
continuity. And that's where I believe and I hope that the current government will begin to dust these things, because we cannot talk about Okpoko. Regeneration of Okpoko is not it's not going to be a knee-jerk approach.
No.
I went there. I went there. Let me make a confession. I went there. I left Okpoko. I was telling my wife, I said, now, that I walked out of Okpoko. If I'm not strong spirited, I'll say, nah, it's just give up. He's not. There's nothing he can do. Because you see a community that is sinking. And why is it sinking? When it rains, every rain that falls in Fege, Bida, down to Port Harcourt Road, Awada, every rain that falls in all the surrounding nature will come down to Okpoko.
Empties in Okpoko, yeah.
And that sand, over time, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, sand keeps gradually building up. So now that's why I look at houses. I stand some of the houses, before when they were built, it's just like my hands can't even touch the ceilings. But now I'm standing just in front of a house, and the house are like getting to my chest. Like, man, you must now be a giant. It's Mazokoya.
Yes, brother.
I think at the end of the day, let's see. I honestly believe we need to encourage and pray for Soludo.
Definitely.
We must get it right, because if we get it right, you see the thing. Why I say, and these, my brothers that, I would say the Biafran Front brothers, I would also tell us this. Everything is not gragra. Actually, if Soludo plays the card very well and gets it right, it will rub off on all the governors in the Southeast. 2023 offers us actually a time to go beyond Anambra as a reset button. If Anambra works, then we need to and we must replicate many Soludos. What do you think?
Of course, I mean it's doable. I'm quite upbeat with the coming of Soludo. I'm very, very upbeat for Southeast, for Igbo people, for us, because like I said, Soludo, there's no excuse here to fail, unless touch wood, death. No one can predict death. But in terms of what politics entails, the practicality of what needed to be done, I suppose we're all clear-eyed about it. He must start from tomorrow, get to work, forget about the bureaucracy of, selecting offices and, employment and all that. Go to work, implement that project plan that this committee came up with. Start to implement it. Start from somewhere. Don't waste time. Just start from somewhere. Start ticking it off. With time,
you see, I have a challenge, and that challenge is I'm a realist. I don't, when I review things, I'm as real as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
I try much as possible to take out emotions. And because when you do that, the chances that you fail, at least it reduces. I cannot, because of emotion or because I say in the blood of Jesus or whatever, I can stand in front of a car, brother. Na dead be that one.
Of course.
Na ladder, 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 oh, follow the ladder to heaven. Now we'll go sing. But being a realist means that when I think about Soludo, the obstacle that worries me, and I want any one of us watching here to also, join in this conversation, that I see a man who will come and wanting to press the reset button, but distractors and the state cabals will fight him, and they'll fight him dirty. I wouldn't mind, I already foresee where you wake up one day, you read stuff on the internet that will be unimaginable. Because if you join that program we had with Obi Ekwesili, if according to Dr. Obi, says that Anambra is a $10 billion economy, and tax to GDP ratio, Anambra State pays 0.05% in tax. I know that's not true in this. No, the data is correct, but I know that's not true. That's what is not a true reflection of what you pay, but it goes into some pockets. Therefore, to go and bring those things out of the pockets that is going, you think they will keep quiet? Because the siren, you see them, the mansions, you see them built there all over. It is from those taxes that they collect. And here is a Soludo saying, okay, we're actually going to work. We want to work for you. But in working for you, we need money to do that. And in doing that, you need to pay tax. Like I said, I don't mind, even if it gets to a point that we pay mansion taxes. Any of us who has houses in the village pay certain amount of money every year. But again, I will say I will pay, but on the condition that the road in front of my house also will get attention. You see, when you pay tax, you have greater, demand for accountability.
What I want to say to that is that, there's always going to be obstacle. There's never going to come a time when, everything will be even here in the Western world. We know the obstacles they face every day. We know how they debate in the parliament. Yeah, how they iron out everything. So those things will go on. However, a true leader that understands leadership will not let anything stop him or stop her. If you're a true leader, you move heaven and earth to achieve your objective. That's why that's why you're the leader. You're not the leader to compromise. You're the leader to be able to carry out what you say you're going to carry out.
But I'm actually sorry. On a lighter note, I'm saying you've joined the Akwete gang in the Soludo.
He's sorry.
I'm just realizing it now.
Yeah,
I think I'm the only one left out in this Akwete gang.
I have to. We have to all support Soludo. We have to, promote our own. No matter how small.
No, but the bottom line, I think, which many of our viewers here also agree, is that Anambra State election gives Ndibo 10 months to get it right. 10, 11 months, depending on when the election comes. So whatever comes as a litmus test to the great Igbo nation, because I cannot discuss Anambra State living in Igbo nation in isolation. It doesn't happen. So when the snail moves, it moves with its shell. So if Anambra State, not because I'm from Anambra, some of you will begin to, but they all Anambra BC.
Of course, yeah.
Ndị akpụrụ isi na-agụ egwu si na Anambra kali mmọnwụ. Anambra kali mmọnwụ. So which means if we go by that, it will now mean, my brother, that let's say some of these things, 100 days Soludo delivers, blows everybody's mind. Within 200 days, everybody start paying tax. Miracle starts happening. Can they do it? Yes. It depends on approach. If we would apply the same approach he used during the campaign to go to Onitsha, for instance, talk to the people in the market, why they will pay tax. And if we develop a platform of tax payment, either by scratch card or somewhat electronic that can send the money, and if we transparently, without Soludo, I don't need to beg you on this, if we transparently link the payment portal to Anambra State website where Mazi Ezeoke can log on and say, how much did Anambra collect this as of today, being Wednesday?
True.
I will be looking at it. My brother, that will spur people because you will know that the spirit is genuine.
Even me here, I'll be paying taxes, although I don't live there or do any business there. But I wouldn't mind paying into that portal.
Exactly, because if you know that tax is going to be used for something,
I will be paying it.
He's only one man.
Yeah.
He's only one man. It could be that by tomorrow he's sworn in.
I don't want you to be. I know you say you're a realist, but sometimes we have to.
Yeah, but the possibility of him being knocked out back is there as well. He's dealing with politicians.
He's there, but I don't want to think about it. I just refuse.
No. You see, that's why when I do projects, I have what we call risk register.
I know.
Sometimes we need to play like mad person. You need to generate risk that even if you know will happen, but at least you need to think about the contingency.
I understand where you're going. However, on this platform, as we are moving forward, I understand what you're saying about risk. However,
someone is buying me a beer. I'm telling you, you must buy me the beer. You can do it in super chat. You must buy me this beer.
Yes,
but my brand is palm wine.
My brand,
you see, my brand is no. Honestly, because this is something that's been bothering me. We must find a way to make tax payment easy. I can pay my tax using my bank app.
It's quite easy to do, Mazi.
No, of course.
It's quite easy to do.
Then how my mom,
a difficult thing to do.
My grandmom in the village, how will she pay her tax? We need to consider them. Should we then say, okay, Mama, because you are in the market square of Nobi, okay, Mama, you'll be paying 500 every month. But Mama, to pay this, you need to buy a scratch card. It might be January scratch card so that, if January passes, if we don't sell all of them or we don't use them, we'll bring them back, we'll reissue another batch. Something that will have some security code. Then the tax, not tax collectors, but tax, not vendors, those that would go and tax checkers or whatever, they will have an app that would, when they scan the QR code, they know whether it is real or genuine. Simple. So we must listen. What I'm talking about is I'm not interested how Nigeria want to do it.
No.
That's see where I'm coming from. I'm not interested. If Nigeria doesn't want to do it, it's none of my freaking business. My interest is in Anambra and the greater Igbo nation.
Of course.
If it works in Anambra, how do you? Because Anambra, Onitsha, Nnewi has a lot in common with Aba, Ariaria market. If anything that works in Anambra, in Onitsha, in Nnewi, in terms of tax collection, have to work the other way around as well.
Of course.
However, in those things working, it must be that if the people in main market must pay their tax, Professor Soludo, thank God we have innocent. Fire trucks are bound. They must have surplus of fire trucks and water. This nonsense, oh, houses are burning and people are going to the gutter, scooping dirty water to go and, I mean, come on.
Well, this is easy. I know you lived here too. You know, here you pay your state tax, you pay your national insurance, and then you pay your council tax. This council tax is funds the police, your local police, fund the local. They take some money also from there to light up the area for street lighting. They use that council tax also to pay people that doesn't go to work, pay at the time, to pay them housing benefit and the rest of it. So I mean, this thing is actually, we run a federal system in Nigeria, so states can have it, can do this.
Exactly. And the council tax, you see, you've now come back to the point we made before, which my sister that owes me my palm wine, which she can convert into tithe here, Nema Jamani, argues that is not possible. But I'd say to you, like what you said before, these things are possible.
Oh, it's very possible.
With the will. With the will.
We run a federal system. So
like you said, the council tax. The council actually we talk about, it's like local government.
Yeah, local government. Local government. Yeah, it's a local government taxes, yes.
So
yeah.
and now Buhari has done so much, which the governors are rejecting, that local governments get their money. Mm-hmm. So if they get their money, listen, why can a local why do I have to wait for Soludo to come to Aguata local government and construct the inner roads for me? I have a local government chairman. Conduct the election. Mazi, if I get angry with so much with my local government chairman, Aguata local, I can go down to Anambra and contest. And I say what I will do. I will tell you what I will do. It's very simple. I will use interlock. All these small inner roads, I will use interlock and do them.
True.
It's simple as that. Simple. You are not there speeding. All you want is to drive on a normal road, not speed. You're interlock, because if you drive too fast, it's just like when you drive in Lagos.
30 miles, 40 miles
with interlock. So the technology is there. You engage the people, the youth will get work. They will be molding the interlock. You have the vibrating machine, because you need to do it at least, even if it's 6 or 8 a.m. rough or rough for road. You vibrate them, make them that it doesn't just yakba every. I want us to forget that federal government exists. In fact, I want us to think that we are independent nation, myself.
True. I mean, it can be done. I mean, we run a federal system. If the federal system, is interpreted the way it should be interpreted, we should be able to doing all these things that we are saying without actually, I mean, it's a normal thing to be saying in the federal system, whereby states, even California as a state, generates, has more money than, 10 African countries put together.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money they have in California, just a state in the United States.
Everybody's asking us, why am I not wearing a queta? My customized queta is coming. My own must have, they are trying to draw the dot. You must have the dot in the circle. I want to make trouble with my own queta. You see it. They have to draw dots there. Dot must be there. Even in Ginger Media, we have dots.
We have to now go for a queta. Everyone should be going for a queta. Let's patronize those.
But your own queta is in between Kente and
Akwete, yes.
So I think if care is not taken there, somebody might mistake you to be a Ghanaian.
It's actually between Pan-Africanist and Pan-Igbo. That's the right interpretation.
Yeah, as long as there is pan, we are not frying anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having such. I think the audience are engaged. I'm having such fun, guys. Do you want us to finish, or you want us the conversation to continue?
Oh my God,
Mazi, thank you.
No. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my brother.
Yeah,
nice to see you. So at the end of the day, I mean, in the next couple of hours in the next 4 hours, we will have officially, the moment is at 2 hours more, it's 8 minutes past 8 here in the next 2 hours.
Is your station going to carry it live? You got
Yes,
something there?
we would, of course, we would start the live broadcast from 8 o'clock. So 7 o'clock, if you wake up UK time, come straight to Njinji Media. We will be, but again, I don't know how long it will last, because remember he said the moment he's sworn in, his no official this. But there was a joke people were cracking last week. There was a joke people were cracking last week that he said to the governor that he will not allow the state to spend any money on the what's it called again, on the inauguration.
Yeah.
But they said 600 million will not be used on the inauguration. But the state offered some people award and did an elaborate celebration, and money was spent. Then there was a byline saying came and Kozo. So if we say we are not going to spend money here, then we spend it there.
Yeah. I saw one interview on TVC, or sort of the journalist hangout there, when they were discussing about that the transition committee, their work. One of the commentators there was saying that it's just being cynical about the whole process. Why so many people? I think it was about 85 or 87 of them, and so all of them will be drawing some money from the government.
They didn't.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. But the guy was actually trying to be cynical about it.
Because remember, we asked Obieze Ekwesili on that, and I have spoken to 3 people who were there.
Yeah.
The only thing was that the Golden Tulip Agolo, they all lodged there. Obviously, the hotel cost is on the state.
On the state,
payment. But at least they sat, listen, when I speak to these people individually on the level of work they did, I am marveled, to be honest.
They did a marvelous work.
I am marveled. So that's why I am hoping, I am really looking forward to seeing that that report. Because when that report comes, I hope it will be a benchmark, where we can begin to say, Imo, Aya, take it.
Yeah.
Abia, since 1999, Abia has been very unlucky. Even though Juzokalo appears to be even the best out of them. Who would ever believe in this life that I would say a thing like that? Because
it's true.
Because you see, it's bad. Just the last one. This one called the last one. Is his name. His last one now. Onyekbazu.
No.
So this last one. So I hope.
The thing will my brother, but
so at the end of the day, I think the bottom line, honestly, the bottom line is that we must begin to get engaged. Get engaged. Like joke. At least he knows about my challenge. Do you understand? This challenge I've thrown up to him. He has seen my video. Even there were some things I said in that video that from quarters I never expected.
Yes.
They called me and said, Mazi, but why didn't you give us credit? Or why did you do you understand? There were some things I'm like, oh, so you people are actually watching. You pay attention. Okay.
So they pay attention to what you have to say.
So I am increasing the volume, because if I increase the volume, I will happiness more. Because Nigeria is doing like this. Nigeria is doing like this, people.
As a brother, I'll leave you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So, people, it has been my conversation with Maazo Okoye, who joined me from the United Kingdom. Now, before I leave, there is something else that I found interesting that happened today. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar suddenly today told us that the secret, or some of the things that happened that many of us didn't know, that Tinubu begged him in 2007 for Tinubu to be his vice president. I said, now what for this Tinubu? In 2007, he was begging Atiku Abubakar. In 2014, he was begging Buhari for vice president. Now, he wants to be the president. I say, this one, they go not come. So let me bring Atiku in so that you hear from the horse's mouth before I wrap up my conversation with us this evening. So see what Atiku, where are you now? Where are thou? Okay.
Against the violation of the zoning policy.
No, sorry, Atiku, start again. Sorry.
I protested against the violation of the zoning policy in 2007. And together with my friend Bola, we set up AC.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That with his friend Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they set up AC. AC eventually metamorphosed into ACN.
Lagos, he gave me ticket.
You see, he gave me ticket. You people, let Nigerians be paying attention. He gave him ticket, not that the AC gave him ticket, not that they, delegates voted him to become. These are his words. He gave me ticket. Nagivu, Nadash.
He said, but the condition of giving me that ticket is that I should make him vice president. I said no.
Yeah, true. Papo Binonyedot, you're right. My viewers are very, very stringent. They know they pay tight. They know they like. They know they share. Waiting. Waiting. Because I'm not lying to you. You want to go to channels where somebody will be lying to your bare face, promising you things that we know they won't get. But because you come here, I keep it real and make these things, but you're not happiness more. It's only 16 people shared. Come on, waiting. Why on a stingy like this? Beer, buy. Tight, pay. Share and getting free. Just your button, just press it like this. Share. Share to others, Like and Anyway, let me keep talking to Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Aya, please continue. Pardon me.
I'm not going to make you vice president.
Atiku told him, I'm not going to make you vice president.
I nominated Senator Ben Obi, seated here. Of course, again, in 2018, when I got the ticket, again, the Ramin
Wait, somebody is trying to rig election here. I said Jacob D says I have paid mass. No, you haven't paid. If you go to church and you paid the tithe last year, you can't come in March and say you have paid tithe. Now, no be like that. You want me to pray dangerous prayer? With my dangerous prayer, they remove tire from car where they run. So be careful.
When I got the ticket, again, the Ramin was another Obi. Coincidentally. So there is absolutely no reason, as far as I'm concerned, to say that there are either deliberate attempts to exclude the Southeast in the political participation or power sharing in this country.
So what is the essence of this? The essence of this is that he obviously has taken the knock, where people now insinuate that he shouldn't be contesting because because of the things you and I know. But again, now the reason why he's doing this is just to say, okay, wow, onye nimo, bros, Putin, they kill us with this war. Energy cost now, wahala these days. Onye nimo, thank you very much. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much for that. Fantastic. You see, now so that they, you know, say when you dey beer parlor, if you dey talk, if you now they talk, you dey drink something, you go to make you go to happiness more. It's because if you know they do this thing, you go to make you go to probably they lie like the lying minister. You know who are they talk? That man where they lie too much. The one where they bring in grandchildren.
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed? I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
So don't mind them. You know, they are lying. They are. Some of you call them lying machines. I wouldn't insult an elder, but if not to do something. Oh dear, people just leave me alone and make I talk better. Make I talk better thing. Some of you are demanding the account, Ginger Media account number in Nigeria. Okay, let's see if I can flash that on the screen. I mean, that one. Let's put the Ginger Media account number on the screen. Hold on. But like I said, I think, you know, wow, today, see Gas Pink 360. Thank you very much for the super sticker. See, that's so it be. Onye Nimo, you know, thank you for the super chat. But I think the issue of Putin, obviously, is going to be, it's something that it might take a while, but I think there is nothing, you know, Putin, he has to be coming down. He has to be coming down. Let him, you know, basically allow people live their life. Please, oh, my people where they pay gas bill. My people where they pay gas bill, please allow them. So I am putting up the Fidelity Bank, that is in the media account. And if you want to write it down, that is 560062. You're writing it? 44882. Okay. So we're going to put it on the screen. So that is it. 5600624482. Now let's come back to the issue of discussion. Many of you, we will be rounding up. In fact, we'll be finishing. It's just that, you know, I wanted to do a 1 hour, but, you know, we are having fun discussing. It makes the whole thing, you know, it's interaction. It's interaction. And some of you know, others will know they behave with their insult. No, please. Even if they want to insult elder, make you they use style, make you know be, you know. You get to where you go do, elder go do you like cobra self, it go curse you. I be one try Bible, you think say Bible they lie. Okay. So people, no matter what he did, all we have to know is that the way the country they work, not only you in Europe paying benzene in Germany at 2 euro plus, you in UK paying diesel £2 plus. No matter what, the way the economy they do like this in Nigeria, they do like this in Europe, they do like this in America.
Our economic is doing like this. It's doing like this. It's blinking, shaking, blinking, shaking. So even
the economy is blinking and the economy is shaking. But again, I think in conclusion, I will say this to us. I am indeed happiness more that we voted the person we voted. I am happiness more. But I do not agree on one thing. This is what I don't agree.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
Tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, I'm voting. I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on.
Exactly. The party, isn't it? The party that is going to happen tomorrow. That is the one going on. That is the party we voted. This is no time. No time. The party we want is the one going on, people. So let us be very, very very clear on what we know. Because if we are, if anybody try to disrupt this governor, if you try to disrupt Soludo, I will send Odumeje to you because he has power. If Odumeje knocks you out because it doesn't work, he will give you Danguja. If he gives you Danguja, it doesn't work, he give you Indabo skipper hose.
I have so many power. Le Baduse play Lamante. I have Abido Shaker. I have never touched those ones. I have Dabus Kabash. Yes. I have Ganduka Gandusa. Mbeg Iwalonios.
You see? So don't try us. We have Gandusa. Because if we cut you, you will become onions. No matter what. You get it? You get it now.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
So, you get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. You must get it because this is Anambra and we get it. Because we must get Anambra right. If we get it right, it will tickle. It will trickle, not tickle. Some of you who like Odumeje tickleness, it will tickle down. But if I call Odumeje, in the next 2 hours, this governor has been driving we were, he will be past tense. And it is only Odumeje who knows the level of past tense he will be, whether it's past tense or participle.
You will be a past participant. Yeah. Hey! Ebu agomia. One day we go mia. Say yesterday you are a past. So very soon you shall be past. Party. One day, say tickle. One nana so you ba na ebuli. On a meko.
One nana so you ba na ebuli. On a meko oreme. In the next 3 hours, in the next 2 hours, Obiano will be past party. Tickle. If it's Buhari will say, you go gaga.
You gaga.
You go. People, I'm just having fun. I don't know. I'm somewhat excited about the change of government. For now, I don't think I've ever been excited about an incoming government. It's just because I'm optimistic of what is going to come for the Igbo. Okay, I have a caller. So, caller, who am I speaking to? Oh, I have a caller here. Please call. I don't know why you'll be calling me on a video. Call me. Madam, let me see. I have a caller from the United States of America. Let's see how it goes. Oh, people. Pray, Google Gaga. So you want. Let me take some of your last questions before we call it a day. let me, I wanted to speak about Edo, but let's stay with the realm of Anambra. Gugu Gaga. So, can I take some of your questions? He says, Mazi, is there any way Soludo can build a green city around Onitsha Airport? Sorry, around Anambra Airport, where everything will be running on green and clean energy? Plant 3, etc. I understand what you mean. In the UK, there is a place called Reading in Berkshire. They have a green city, they have what they call Green Park. You can Google Green Park Reading. You see there in some areas in London, even now you drive in London, you pay heavy for your car because of pollution. Of course, there are 1001 things Soludo can actually do. But we have to bear in mind that according to the data, what Obi Ezekwesili said on this platform, that our tax to GDP ratio is 0.05. You know what 0.05 means? 0.05 means it's not even up to 0.5%. Talk less of 1%. Now, the question is, what is the average rate of tax payment in not in Europe or in other fellow African emerging developing economy? Between 23 to 25 is the average. Some pay more. And Anambra State is 0.05. So with what would Soludo do the magic of green city? With his Organadika or the Mburi one? With what? Let's be real. I want him to succeed, but when I say that you and I must help him to succeed, it's also that you and I must do our bit. And in doing our bit, be rest assured that on this platform, we must hold him to account. In one of the series we now do, I've started it with Dr. Lomefo, is a series called The State of Igbo Nation. Be rest assured that whoever has a voice in the great Igbo nation will come here. He will sit down, and you and I, not me, you and I, like we are doing now, we will ask them questions. If there are anything that we don't understand, if there are things we think they are doing right or wrong, we bring them, no fight. But this communication gap, this platform must close it. Because I think some of the things got out of hand. Because, somebody gets into office or somebody becomes rich, their shoulders will be so high that you and I amount to nothing to them. But now we must change the narrative. Oh, they say before it's not possible, this, that, Igbo doesn't have media. Now, uncle, we have Indian media. Let's, there is a lot we can do for ourselves. I am not part of those who believe that we cannot do anything. There is a lot we can do. Sorry, can you call me on audio, please? Thank you. Yeah, hello.
My name is, yes.
Okay, who am I speaking to, sir?
My name is Okechukwu Umoru. I'm calling from California, United States.
Okay, go ahead. The world is listening to you, sir.
Well, I just want to make a comment about our incoming governor.
Yes, sir.
Professor Soludo.
Hmm.
I don't think that, just like our recent governors, he means very well and he's going to do a good job. But our people need to support him. We tend to be too critical of our leaders. I mean, it's very difficult to rule any state in Nigeria because we don't have enough resources. But personally, I think our people are very, very resourceful, but they don't have enough tools to do what we need to do to develop the place. And the most important tool that we need is electricity, steady power. We could build all the beautiful buildings and all the beautiful roads, but if people don't have electricity to do their job, help government develop the place is going to be difficult. The people. I mean, what is government? Government is just buildings and people. But citizens themselves need to, be willing to help. Soludo, nobody, I think, is more qualified to be a governor of a state than Professor Soludo. I think he knows exactly what to do. But let's give him a chance. I think it's a good thing that we elected him.
Yeah, but now there is a question that popped up here in the comment section, which says, if we have an idea how Soludo intends to finance some of these projects.
Well, he's going to explain. Nobody knows how to do these things, better than him from his experiences. P2B had connections to the international financial institutions, and he was able to tap into that. I think that Soludo has similar connections, if not more. Let's just listen to him and explain to us, and then we will see. But I think, he wants to do well. He's putting his reputation and everything in line. His political future, is in line here. So let's just be patient.
Now, how do you think he would be handling those that people like me fear might want to hijack his government? Those that are now living large in the revenue collection of the states, but obviously would, if he takes those feeding bottles away from them, there might be some uproar in the states and maybe bad press.
No, I think this guy is very, very experienced and a strong guy. He knows what he believes in. He has, been to central bank, that's where he had access to money and resources. And they didn't take everything away. His reputation is on the line. And I don't think he wants, when his governorship is done, be accused of stealing this, stealing that. I just think that Anambra has something good, and we need to appreciate it and support it. That's how I feel.
Anyway, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you. So if you're watching us and you want to make your contribution, you can either call, that's not a telephone number on the screen, that's a bank account. Oh dear, I nearly called that a telephone number, pardon me. Okay, so that's, hold on. Okay. So people, the bottom line here is you can, for many of you who have the number to call, you can basically call that number, right? You can call the number and we can talk. If you want to talk, the number is scrolling at the bottom there. But be that is may, people, I will say it has been a very enlightening and engaging conversation this evening with every one of you. I do appreciate your time. I do not take that for granted. I do not take your time for granted. What is going to now be, we would be calling it a day. So let's go and catch some sleep. In the next couple of hours, come to Njenje Media TV here and join us live. Njenje Media TV, we will be beaming it live, bringing it, the swearing in live here for every one of you to see. Okay, so we will be bringing that live for every one of us. And I take some questions before I finish. So someone says, who is that person again? I have, someone, hold on. Thank you very much. I have Samson Chikwendo Ede. Thank you very much for Malaysian currency, I believe. Oyenimo says, increased IGR tax when people's disposable income is dropping is somewhat of a fallacy. He needs to start on blocking the leakages. Yes, you might block leakages also, but nothing says. Onyanima, I think maybe there is something you probably didn't understand what was meant. You can increase IGR by taking the direction of the money away from. Let's say now, no one, what we are expecting is, we're not expecting from tomorrow, if you're paying 1,000 tax, that 1,000 will suddenly jump to 5,000. No, the 1,000 you're paying will still be 1,000. But what we are now going to expect to happen is, rather than you, Onyanimo, pay 1,000, Anambra state government collects 5 or 10 naira. We would want that Onyanimo keeps paying his 10 naira or 1,000 naira. Anambra state gets about 850 or 900. Of course, there is never a time the state will collect all the money, because remember, there are some percentages on those, people will be paid, but not that someone sits down somewhere and steals the whole money. That is what is not needed here. Now, one of your data person, let me take another question. Okay. Cynthia Wren says, we know electricity is a core issue. I want to discuss more ideas around how to achieve it than heaping on the same issue so much. Okay. If you have ideas, obviously, we have an incoming government that is very much open to ideas. You can make that get to them, and they would, these are things they can look into it. Oyanimo says inflation is spiraling, yet we expect Soludo to transform Anambra on a fixed budget. Well, I think, again, I'm being very careful that we do not expect too much. However, we cannot also give him too much leeway to escape anything. We must offer him our support by encouraging him, but the work he must do. The work, there is no excuse. I mean, he is the one that bought himself there, not me. I didn't contest. It was the same senatorial district. Even if I had wanted to contest, that's no onye akaronye, onye amaronye kia onye nwang. I wouldn't have contested against him, even if I had wanted. But but everyone should just basically. What you have to know is that, be rest assured that if any misbehavior, the knocking will start here, and I wouldn't mind start the knocking. You got to. Jamani says electronic tax collection is the way to go. Exactly, I agree. I agree with you. That is the way to go. Uche M, thank you. Thanks a lot, Mazu. Keep it up. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate every one of you. Many of you who did support us this evening with your super chat. Thank you all. Please join us tomorrow. Join us tomorrow morning. And for all of you who did super chat, Onyanimo, thank you. I appreciate it. I know that your gas bill is going up. You're in Nigeria, the president is going from top to bottom. Your tax bill is going from bottom to top. Kai. Maybe that's why it's in your London hospital. And Samson Chikwendo, thank you very much also. And Jamene, you requested the Fidelity bank account. Okay, it says, let's check. Fidelity. Yeah, yes, that is Brendan Chijokiibe. Thank you very much. Your Fidelity Gyang is hereby confirmed. Thank you very much. No matter how small, every little they say helps. Thank you. So we would eventually actualize the dream of having a great Igbo nation. I pray it happens in my lifetime. And while we hope for that to happen, we always try our best. We will always try our best, in making some of these things happen. Okay. In the words of Emma Okbara, who, you have, I think I've played many of his video here, the principle that drove and the principle that made him achieve so much that he achieved, a man that has a record in terms of quality of leadership, a man that his record is yet to be beaten, Emma Okbara. Underlining philosophy of Onyaga na Nwanne should be our watchword. On that note, I will say, my brothers and sisters, let's give peace a chance. Some of us who are angry, some who are engaging in some of these activities, unwholesome activities happening. Again, I use this closing opportunity to say, biko n'ụmụnne m, ka anyị gbanyebe nụ mmiri na ọ dịlụ mma, ọ dịlụ isi mma, ọ dịkwa n'agụba. N'ala Igbo anyị na-atọkwanụ ka mmanụ aṅụ, ka anyị ghara na imebi ya. Biko nyenụ n'aka ka anyị dozie n'ala Igbo. Anyị ma na ndị na-achị anyị ara emetasị ya, mana anyị ya na-ekwukwa. Anyị nwebe ọnụ na-ekwula ọra, anyị ya na-ekwu. Mana ka anyị ghalụnụ ịdị isi ka ihe akpala anyị. On that note, I will say, join us tomorrow morning as we also bring you the swearing in of Soludo. And everybody that has joined us this evening, I am so much appreciative of your time. It's not easy. And we've been here for a good old 2 hours and plus now. It has been a very fantastic evening, and I did enjoy every bit of it. And, let's make Anambra State, Odila Anambra State, the light of the nation. Man, I will say the light of the Igbo nation. Makana nation nke ọzọ aghọtasịrị m ya. Nke m kwere na ya bụ the light of Igbo nation. Ọ ya adịla Igbo mma. Dịkwalụ gị nwa mma, ma dịkwazialụ mụ nwa na onwe m mma. Na ekenekwa n'imi nyụrụ arụ, okenekwa n'ike nyụrụ ya anyụ, ekeneke n'imi nụrụ isi arụ, ya kenekwa ike nyụrụ ya anyụ. Otu aka aka ndị na-asị, biko no dododono. Ụmụnne m, kachifo. On that note, I say gute Nacht, good evening, good night, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, ciao ciao, bye.